Look.
Right, yeah, you tell me.
Right. Here we go. This is it. Moment of truth.
Right, just try however you want now. I don't know, what do Oasis mean to you?
I genuinely don't know what to say. Oasis are my childhood, probably my teenage years, well into my 20s as well. They mean pretty much everything in terms of my musical interest and stuff like that, definitely.
As far as giving the audience what they want to hear, they're one of the best I've ever heard. No one's ever made an impact like them.
They were young lads, the height of rock and roll in the UK, and they lived on it.
In 1991, Liam Gallagher, Noel Gallagher, Paul Arthurs, Paul McGuigan and Tony McCarroll came together and formed the band Oasis, and in 1993 released their first single, Supersonic. This went straight in at number 31 in the charts.
Probably going back to when I was about 8 or 9 or so, just when the very early stuff was starting to come out, and obviously growing up in Manchester it was always this massive new band who were coming out of the city.
Every trip to B&Q with Dad, and then so like Don't Look Back in Armies and stuff. That's probably the first time I ever heard.
The time I heard an Oasis song, I just remember being in the car when I was younger hearing Don't Look Back in Armies. Okay, that's a pretty good tune.
Definitely Maybe was released on the 29th of August 1994. The album sold 86,000 copies in its first week, and on the 4th of September the album went straight in at number 1 on the British chart.
You could see the impact it had with the amount of people that queued up on the release day on it.
Just for a debut album.
Yeah, it was just more that there'd been a lot of hype around Oasis, hadn't there? And then now they'd released the first real album, and then people were just excited to see it.
Definitely Maybe is such a fantastic album anyway, but yeah, it means a lot. It means a lot.
Second greatest album of all time.
After Stone Roses.
After Stone Roses. That Stone Roses will be definitely amazing.
And commercial success of their 1994 debut album, Definitely Maybe, Oasis began recording What's the Story, Morning Glory.
It's the best album they ever made.
Shows the cultural impact of Oasis during the 90s.
Morning Glory for me was the one that really set Oasis aside, and I thought, yeah, this band could go on to be worldwide recognised and internationally famous, just because it was such a good album, really bringing rock and roll to the forefront of Brit rock and roll.
In 1995, Oasis were on the brink of becoming one of the most popular bands in the UK. After the August 1995 Battle of Britpop incident, in which Oasis and Blur had a chart battle over their singles Roll With It and Country House.
The media was all over them as well, and that obviously massive rivalry with Blur was proper North versus South, with it in that way.
After Oasis had achieved worldwide success with their 1994 debut album Definitely Maybe and the 1995 follow-up What's the Story, Morning Glory, their third album was highly anticipated by both fans and music critics.
I think to call it a flop would probably be unfair. Since it's sold 9
On the first day of release, Be Here Now sold over 424,000 copies, becoming the fastest selling album in British chart history.
It's a good album. It's not a great album.
Do you think Oasis past the 90s is worth listening to?
No.
yeah, I mean, after following those two bands, that was not brilliant. But I think if they'd done something the same again, I don't think it would have worked. So yeah, now they need to exist. Never asked me about standing on the shoulders again, so
No, don't worry.
shit on.
I remember buying it from a car boot on tape just after it come out, probably a bit bootleg and that. But yeah, it was a very good album, very different. And I think as you kind of get to the end of it, you start to see that sort of trilogy in them initial albums from the band. They got to their stage then, I thought, a little bit.
In August 1996, the band performed 2 concerts before crowds of 250,000 people at Nebworth, while more than 2.5 million fans applied for tickets.
So do you think they peaked at Nebworth and should have spoiled then? Or?
No, I don't think they should have, no. I think maintaining that longevity, they have done it in that kind of way. That would have been way too early for the band, and I still think that we've had some fantastic songs that have come from them. Not necessarily fantastic albums, some really iconic songs that have come later on through Don't Believe the Truth and things and albums like that.
Oasis heavily influenced fashion, and they continue to do that today.
Reason I'm wearing these shoes.
So, how have Oasis influenced you on your fashion?
It's more like Howard Lee.
You think it's more Howard Lee?
Liam and Moore, yeah, 100%.
Do you think the fashion's still relevant today?
Yeah, I do. I think it still fits in and around today.
Just in the Northwest or
in the Northwest? Yeah, totally agree. In the Northwest, definitely.
Parker is significant, you know. You've got to get one of those for going the away days on it.
Then it was obviously very 90s, very tracksuity. Now obviously Liam's got Pretty Green and stuff.
Since Liam's brought out his kind of label 10 years or so ago, yeah, I am more inclined to buy stuff under that range because it's nice gear and it looks alright.
Do you think the Pretty Green's good then?
Yeah, I do. I like the Pretty Green stuff. I think he's kind of got it down to a T in terms of certainly the jackets, the jumpers. It kind of mixes in that 70s sort of look as well. He's got his Beatles range in there as well.
Did you rate Pretty Green?
Some of the stuff, yeah. Some of the stuff.
Do you think it's as good as people make it out of?
No. But yes, at the same time.
In 1997, Noel Gallagher came to big hit in the newspapers. Noel Gallagher claimed that taking drugs was like getting up and having a cup of tea in the morning.
Paul McCartney admitted to doing acid, so. And he's a lot bigger than Noel Gallagher.
Around this time, Liam Gallagher was caught in possession of cocaine.
What do you think of Noel Gallagher? Do you know a cup of tea quote, having drugs like breakfast and a cup of tea in the morning?
Cool.
I think it's cool.
It just shows the media. I don't give a shit.
Do things like, is it worth the aggravation to find yourself a job when there's nothing worth working for? The things that I don't speak to that.
I don't know where it's coming from. But no, can't really.
You've got role models talking about that sort of thing, then it's too easy for people to be manipulated into thinking that's the way forward. If they've done it, I can do it. I don't need to worry about it. But I think back then there was a little bit more reality in and around the songs as to what they were kind of singing. And
so Oasis haven't really influenced you on your lifestyle then? They don't really make you want to go out and...
Maybe subconsciously. But I wouldn't, it's not like what would Noel Gallagher do kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you go around Athletes Palace in Manchester or any place around Manchester, you will find at least one person wearing an Oasis
Do
shirt.
you think Oasis should get back together?
No, I think it'd ruin it.
Yeah, do you think people, it would be very underwhelmed because we just want the 95, 96 Oasis?
Yeah, it was never the same feel like the 2009 shows, because it wasn't Main Road. And it was already going downhill then.
no, because I've kind of resigned myself to the fact that they probably won't get back together. They probably won't be Oasis as they were. And even if they did, they're only going to play their earlier stuff. You know, they've not had an album for so long that I can't see them going back into the studio and doing something. So it would just be almost like a greatest hits kind of tour that they would do, which would be brilliant. But maybe some fans will be wanting new material from them. I just don't know.
So do you think they should get back together?
No.
Why not? Why would it be awful?
Try listening to them now, I guess like slide away now.
Do you think it'd just be... Do you think it'd be a failure? Not even one night?
Horrible.
So don't you worry.